Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today we're going to be reviewing DC's League of Superpets, the new animated film with The Rock and Kevin Hart. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? League of Super Pets, DC's animated foray into, I guess, the secret life of pets with superpowers. The Rock starring as Krypto the Superdog, Kevin Hart as Ace the Bathound, and then we got another, star-studded cast going on. You might think to yourself, what the heck would you do with a superhero story about the pets of superheroes? But I will say this: they do a lot. This movie, on paper, probably seems silly, and it's definitely more kid oriented, but with stuff there for grown-ups, and all around, I wouldn't even just say it's solid. I'd say this is an actually really good superhero outing, especially because it starts from a good place of, okay, pets, dogs, and whatever, but they, sing that the pets have their own little lives, but also, you actually do get to see the Justice League, or at least a version of the Justice League, and you get to see Superman, John Krasinski as Superman in here, and there's much of what this movie does is basically repackages, previous, pet oriented like stuff, a little bit of Lady and the Tramp, the dog thinking they're getting replaced or something like that, the canine anxiety, and then they throw in a little story of, rescue animals who, happen to be in a place at the right time to get superpowers, and they have to sort of thwart the evil schemes of a guinea pig that's been, worked on by Lex Luthor at LexCorp. And so underneath all of that is that, there's this this big, complicated plot that's very much in the vein of good old DC superhero comics, and you get to see the Justice League in action, but also you get to see them defeated, and so the League of Super Pets have to come together to actually defeat this guinea pig, and it's damn fun. Much of it is this group of, I guess, the group of rescue pets. They already know each other, they trust each other, and all that stuff, and they're led by Kevin Hart's Ace the Bathound, who's real cynical and whatever. What's interesting to me about this is, like, the dynamic between Kevin Hart and The Rock is always interesting. But there's a bit of a different spin or twist on this dynamic this time. Probably, owing to the fact that usually, there's a size differential or whatever, but within this one, physically, but within this one, it's more of a, the attitudes between the two of them. Ace is streetwise and sort of cynical, and whereas Krypto's a lot more, happy-go-lucky, a lot more optimistic or whatever, and he's the reversal of fate, where he has to rely on these other pets that he, sort of, I guess you could say, look down on, and have to try to make friends with them, because apparently he doesn't make friends with other animals very well. It's all really nice, actually. I will commend the screenwriting on this, in the fact that they actually took time to develop not just the character, the character themselves, but how they come to bond with each other, sort of forced together, but they find mutual respect and all that good stuff, and that they actually like each other. There's a ton of jokes in this. This is quite a funny movie, as you would expect, because it's trying to keep kids engaged. But there's plenty of little things in there for grown-ups too, who are taking the kids to go see this. And I'm certain that if kids should be taken to see this. It's quite safe for them to see. A lot of cool comic book action, and in fact, I will say some very great comic book action. Surprisingly, for this kind of project, some of the best I've probably seen in DC. Weird enough to say, and that's because it's animated. They can do a lot of fun stuff. But the characters are all very memorable. They don't, no one looks the same. They're easy to pick out. Everyone can sort of find their favorite amongst the various, the pig, the squirrel, the turtle, all of that, and it sort of plays out that way at the end. Where they sort of pair off with the super hero. And the threat is appropriately big enough, but there's a lot of gags and whatever. There's not too much real peril, mortal peril, but it's all quite fun, especially like the the mutated guinea pigs and all their different little powers. So it's all really quite fun. And there's the very end they leave you a little opening for everyone to eventually come back together, as they are official pets of the different Justice League members, and there's a potential threat and whatever. And there's nice little post credit scenes. It's all I don't think they'll ever do anything with it because I don't know that this movie's doing all that great money wise, but it deserves a sequel. I think this movie is way better than it deserves to be. Has any right to be, I guess I could say. Way better than it has any right to be. It has some real feels, lots of good laughs, very well animated, just an all around fun time. And I don't know why anyone's not going to see this. If you think you're too old or too cool for this, man, get out of here. It's a good time at the theater, and I think you should check it out. So, anyway, have you guys seen this movie? And if you did, what'd you think about it? And what'd you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or @supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we'll chop it up. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me on this review. Come back again. We've got plenty more reviews in the future. Till then, I've been Motley, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.